putting the microphone in after I start the live stream because I'm awful. And I can't sing at all. Is anyone here? I feel like I'm alone. Sorry that it took so long to start the live stream today. It took a while for me to start up my computer because, as I have expressed many times in the past, my computer is extremely slow and I really, really, really want a new one. But that's neither here nor there. Welcome to another live stream. I wanted to do dramatic reading today because I want some inspiration for writing, and my best inspiration for writing is me. So I just want to go over some of my old pieces and get a feel for the way that I used to write over again so that I can get some more inspiration for writing. Welcome, everybody. I know there's only about 2 people in the lobby at the moment. Let me know if you can see me okay, if you can hear me okay. I'm going to open my live stream on my laptop itself. And feel free to discuss amongst yourselves how your days have been, how you are, if you're well, things like that. If there are any mods in the chat, let me know. Hello, today would be nice. This is why my channel is a mess. Nothing loads on my page. Couple of announcements before we get started. I don't know if I should wait for more people to turn up before. Hi, Critical Cripple. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live stream. Glad you're here. I don't know if I should wait for more people before I start the live stream. I might need to make a moderator while I wait. 2 likes already. That's a surprise. Usually the dislikes come in before the likes do. That's why I really need a new laptop. Everything is just so slow. But anyway, thank you for joining me. If you can hear me well, see me well, please let me know. If I'm lagging, let me know. Welcome everybody. We are going to do a dramatic live reading. Oh, I'm full screen for some reason, and I'm not paused, and I need to be paused. Pause. Couple of announcements before we get started. As I said before, Park Atheists are currently live streaming today. So if you would like to hear about Islam, usually they do their podcast in Urdu, but they might be doing in English. Sometimes they do it in English. So if you want to go check out their live stream, go ahead. I might make Critical Cripple moderator, actually. Hi, Rory the Swagger Husky. Hi, 19th October. Welcome to the chat. What was I saying? Damn. So yes, Park Atheists are currently doing a live stream at the moment. So if you would like to hear a live stream in Urdu or English on that, or Punjabi, I think they also do, they're currently live streaming, so go and check them out, and please do tell them that I sent you over. Give them my love, because I do love them. Ali Malik usually runs it, and Sadia Hamid usually runs it, and both of them are wonderful people, so please go and check them out if you would like to. Currently, I think Nervadia's video is also premiering right now. I picked the wrong time to start a live stream, but Nervadia's video is currently premiering right now. I believe it's called The Worst Thing About Religion. If you would like to check that out, please do also go and check that out. Another couple of announcements that I need to make is that I have an event going on this coming Sunday, so not today, but the week after. I have an event coming up with the Council of Ex-Muslims of Britain, or CEMB. We're doing an event all around shunning, and I am on the panel for that, and I'll be wearing an outfit, saf.com, or on Twitter, or saf will also be there. She will be doing my look for that day, which is it's a look. You're gonna want to be there. If not for the topic, for the look, you're gonna want to be there because I like have my outfit picked out. I have my look picked out. I know the kind of energy that I want to bring to this event. Also, in about 5 weeks, we have the DR conference coming up. That is linked in the description below if you would like to check it out and buy your tickets. I think David is currently offering concession tickets as well for those of you who can't afford the full price of the ticket. So please do check that out down below. I will also be bringing a different kind of energy to that event. So I have a look picked out for that event. Saf will also be at that event. Rachel Oates will be at that event. Aaron Ra will be at that event. David Worley will be at that event. So for those of you who want to join us for that, it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. And Jimmy Bangash, who is, as you know, my gay husband, that's always really weird for me to say, but it's true. He's the closest thing I have to any kind of a romantic relationship. So he's also going to be creating the after party for the DR conference. So if you're not going to come for the event, at least come for the after party, because a bunch of ex-religious people are awfully fun to hang around with. But I'm just going to read the comments before I dive into the actual theme of this video, which is a dramatic live reading. For those of you who haven't joined in for one of these before, basically what I do is, I don't want to call myself a seasoned writer. I'm not a seasoned writer. I'm a published author in some sense because I do have a couple of audiobooks that are up on a bunch of audio streaming services like Spotify, like Google Play, like Deezer. I think a couple of those videos are also up on YouTube, but I have a couple of publications that are linked in the description below that have been published as audiobooks. So I am technically a published author, and I am a fiction writer. I write in genres that include fantasy, historical fiction, and just pleasure writing. I also write a fair bit of poetry, and I used to write a lot more previously in my teen years, and significantly more as I became more depressed, because it was a way for me to cope with the way that I was feeling and a way to express what I consider to be feelings that I was not allowed to have in the form of writing. So this was it was a way for me to deal with everything. So I used to write a lot, and I want to get back into writing because it is something that I genuinely feel that I am good at, but I have been out of the loop for such a long time that I need inspiration and I need motivation to start writing again. And as with a lot of things, I'm pretty mediocre at everything. I can pick up a skill really easily and I can do it in a really mediocre way, but writing is something that I truly feel as though is my purpose. I'm really, really good at it. And when it's not working out for me, I feel as though I feel as though I'm failing in a sense. So I want to get a feel for my old style of writing. I want to get a feel for how I feel about writing now, because I've had a lot of inspiration in my brain that once I put it on paper, I'm like, no, this is garbage. I don't want to put it up anywhere. And I really think that that's the wrong attitude to have. I know that. I'm aware of that. You don't need to tell me. And I should just put it up anyway, because I think that, as opposed to the spurned gold that I used to write, my writing's still pretty good. But I feel as though it's not to the caliber that it was. Hey, Navradia, welcome to the chat. I have told people about your premiering video. It is a really good video. Don't waste your time with me. Go check out Navradia's channel. Also subscribe. She wants to hit 2,000 by her birthday. So do that, please. Welcome. We love Nirvana on this channel. We support her. We love her. She teaches us about science. That's what we're doing. But before I get into that, I do want to check out what you guys have been up to in the chat. So if you would like to leave me any comments, concerns, complaints, let me know and I will get to them. There are a couple of questions already. So first from Rory the Swagger Husky was, hello Faye, how was your Valentine's Day? I didn't celebrate Valentine's Day. I am a single woman, and I'm not dating anyone currently because dating is too much for me and my soul. I had a bit of a whore phase last year where I was dating anybody and everybody, and sleeping with anybody and everybody. I'm pretty sure I really went around last year, but I've really calmed down and I just need time for myself. And I'm not seeing anyone right now because I'm very like mentally and emotionally stressed, and I don't want to be I don't want to be consumed by anyone right now. um, but yeah, that was my Valentine's Day. I just I bought a lot of chocolate for myself. I sat at home, I drank a lot of wine, and that was my Valentine's Day. I had a little me, myself, and I Valentine's Day. I watched a bunch of single stuff. There's a comedy show that I love and I keep returning to. It's by what's his name? Daniel Sloss, who is currently one of my favorite comedians, even though he's very up and coming. But I really want to meet him and I really want to date him. I don't know if that's weird for me to say, but I really do want to like meet him and date him. And he has a live show that is called Jigsaw, which I watch every time I feel down about my love life, because it just makes me feel better. And he's really funny and sassy, and his humor like matches mine. So I feel like we would be a perfect fit. But obviously, that's neither here nor there. Who else is live streaming today? Park Atheists are live streaming at the moment. Go and check out their channel. If one of the mods in below could please link their channel, I would really appreciate that. I'm gonna make Mero a moderator as well. But they are currently live streaming. They live stream in English, Punjabi, and Urdu, and they usually talk about ex-Muslim issues. So if you want to hear something about that, go ahead. So yeah. Any other questions? We love Mero on this channel. As you know, your girl is more of an artsy-fartsy kind of bitch, but Mero is scientific and smart and wonderful, so she teaches us about science. And the last live stream we did on her channel together, we did around abortion, and it was very informative, and I really appreciated that, and I hope that she can teach me more science, because I feel like a lot of science just goes way over my head because I'm too busy just fucking around in the mystical world and just about random things that I already know isn't true. So it's always nice to have like a buddy who's like really grounded and really knows like real things that can teach you things. So yeah, come to me if you want to get all artsy fartsy and deep and shit, but if you want to learn something, go to Mira's channel. Nobody is surprised that I'm single. Yeah, I've been single since last year, August. That was when my last relationship dissolved, and it wasn't like a really troubling. It was definitely more troubling than my last breakup, but it wasn't like a really troubling breakup because I kind of got over it quite fast. And I generally do get over things really fast, which is why I have like a mental breakdown a couple of months down the line, because by then I've fully processed it and I'm like, oh, that was a really hard thing for me to go through, and then I process. It's really dumb. Yeah, my brain is just like all kinds of weird because I'd never gotten used to like addressing my emotions immediately. I address my emotions way down the line, and then it fucks me up in all sorts of ways. But yeah, I've been single since then, and I'm gonna be single for a while. But thank you. Are English guys blind? You know what? A lot of them are pretty like fucky. I mean, I live in London, which is it's a pretty metropolitan area, and I've dated a lot of people here, and a lot of people here have a lot of trust issues. Something which I should have an ample amount of, but I don't. And I don't know whether that's a good thing or not. But I genuinely I don't have many trust issues, and a lot of people find that weird. Yeah, Shane Wilson, welcome to the chat, welcome to the live stream. Hope you've been good. You were a regular on my live streams. I have been taking things easy, and it's been an awfully wonderful time just switching off Twitter, switching off Instagram, switching off everything so that I can just focus on me, eat some food, and just chill out. because usually I'm very high wired, and things are going to get wired again in a week or so, where we're going to have like one event after another. I'm also doing a lot more ex-Muslim events, so a lot of CEMB events I'm going to be at, a lot of like the support group kind of events. I want to give back. Sahel, who is Reason on Faith on Twitter and also on YouTube, he makes a lot of good content, so go and check him out. He hasn't updated recently, but his existing content is like gold. It's pure gold. So go and check him out. But he didn't haze me because he's kind of like my older brother slash uncle slash father figure that I have going on right now, and he really like got it in my brain, like, you took shelter from these support groups, so now it's time for you to give back. Like, you should really go to these support groups and help other people. So that's what I want to do, and I am going to be at a lot of those meetings and gatherings. So the one that's coming up this Tuesday with the Council of Ex-Muslims, all of the details are up on their website. I'm going to be at that, and upcoming event with the shunning thing around women being shunned, that's also going to be up. That's going to be the Saturday. Saf.com is also going to be there, and we're going to have a whole look. Okay, you know what? As much as I would love to keep it a surprise, and it will still be a surprise because obviously you haven't seen me in the look. So what happens with me is that when I get it in my brain, and I love dressing up, I spent so much of my life just being hidden that now I love experimenting with clothes and makeup and like looks, because as you can see, I'm a pretty creative human being. I will watch a music video, right? And then I just want to become that music video. It happened last year. A very famous picture that went viral last year was me in a fur coat in like a tiny little top, because your girl has assets up top. I'm sorry. But I was wearing this fur coat, and that got in my brain. Like, my fur coat also has a name. His name is Jeffrey. That got in my brain because of a song I heard on the playlist of Deadpool 2, which is a movie that I really enjoyed, and it's Welcome to the Party by like trash music, right? And I love trash music. I don't have like a loyalty to a specific kind of music like a lot of people do. I like all kinds of music. I have a favorite band, which is Linkin Park, which Chester Bennington is my hero, and I got this tattoo for him. But anyways, Welcome to the Party, which is by French Montana, Little Pump, Javier, and Diplo. Trash, okay? That got into my brain, and I just wanted to become that music video for all of winter. So I got a fur coat, I had the look, and I took some really cool pictures in it, and it made me feel alive. So the DR conference, the music video that got into my brain for that event was Kesha and Pitbull's Timber. So that's the energy I'm bringing to the DR conference. So if you're not going to come for the event, at least come for my energy. But the event that's coming up in the timeline of everything that's going to come up is the one about shunning. And the shunning thing is like really my place to shine, because I feel like I'm the most recent person publicly to be shunned. And it's just really... It's a really harrowing experience that I want to share, so I don't want it to be all gloom and doom. So the energy that I am bringing to that event, which is next Sunday, and all of the ticket information is up on the Council of Ex-Muslim website or the CEMB website. Any moderators in the description, please do find it and link it below, because I would like as many people to turn up as possible. And usually these things aren't like live streamed because ex-Muslims are like a persecuted minority in almost all parts of the world. Would be that by ostracism or actual violence, so we don't usually live stream those kinds of events. So most of the time they're quite exclusive, but the energy that I am bringing to that event is Lady Gaga's Judas. I am going to be decked out in full biker glam, and I'm so excited. So yeah, that is like, I want to bring all kinds of like energies to these like events, and I'm really, really excited for it. I have costumes planned, I have like energy planned, I have dance routines planned. Well, maybe take a rain check on the dance routines, but I mean, I'm ready for anything. But yeah, as you can see, I'm in way higher spirits than I was last year. But sorry, not last year, last week. But yeah, thank you for linking all of my things, Critical Cripple, in the chat. Tanwir, sorry, that just skipped. Why did that skip? I didn't like that. Tanwir Mariam, welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining. My aunt always used to tell me that the world will make a decision about your writing, and then she rhetorically asked me, what do writers do? They write. Your aunt, it sounds like a cool person. Um, Sadie Marie Jones, welcome to the chat. Nirvadia says, if it makes you feel better, I gave a non-jar or non-Jehovah's, I gave non-jar an unopened Valentine's card. It was his first Valentine's as a non-Jehovah's Witness. Oh, that's so sweet. That's honestly so sweet. I hope that he enjoyed that. I've never gotten, well, that's not true. I've gotten one Valentine's Day card from my ex when I was in a relationship with him, my then boyfriend. Critical Cripple. Nirvadia says, oh, I think you're great too, Faye. You're always welcome to come onto my channel for science education. Can we talk about dinosaurs? can we please talk about dinosaurs? It's like my favorite thing in the world, and no one understands it. They're like, you should have gotten over this as a kid. No, dinosaurs are my favorite thing. I will talk about dinosaurs for years and years and years, and I will sit and listen about it. Like, the Natural History Museum here in London is my favorite building in London, and London has a few couple cool buildings, okay, but it's my favorite building. I will go there any day, every day. Anybody invites me to the Natural History Museum, I'm going. It's like, probably shouldn't say that online. I'm sure there are plenty of people who will invite me there just to kill me, but the Natural History Museum is like the one. I love dinosaurs. Did you watch my video last week on the clitoris? No, I didn't, because I can find mine. But I will. I'll add it to my watch later list. Usually if I put that on there, I'll watch that video. So I'll put that on my watch later list. Sarfaraz Ansari, Faye, what's your take on incest? Do you believe it's morally right? Okay, this is not a Q&A session, but I will answer this because I get asked this a lot. For whatever reason, like, I don't understand what the obsession is. I feel like there's enough people in the world that you can avoid fucking your sibling. But so first of all, welcome to the chat and thank you for your question. I'm not like shading you at all. You are always welcome to ask me anything. This is a free speech platform. You can say whatever you want. But I feel like this is a very frequently asked question, mainly because of my association with Armin Navabi, who is another father figure of mine. And also the founder of Atheist Republic, along with Ali Rizvi. And he asked me, what's your take on incest? Well, he did a video about incest and how he doesn't think it's morally wrong. First of all, I'm what is considered to be a moral nihilist. I don't believe in morality. I don't think it exists. I think it's very difficult to categorize things as moral and immoral because they're absolutes. And I, as someone who used to be a true follower of absolutes as a Muslim, I no longer believe in that. I no longer believe in absolutes. I think that, like, I've also had this discussion at several dinner tables, which is just frustrating for me, about veganism and how I don't personally believe that killing animals for food and eating them is morally wrong. I can never consider that morally wrong because I feel like humanity will never get to a point where everyone can just eat plant-based food. I don't think that's possible. I don't like that as an absolute. I think that to an extent it's wrong to support the food industry here in the UK and other places where it's like very much abuse based. I don't like that, and I personally don't support that. I'm currently doing a vegetarian diet. It's okay. Not the happiest monkey about that, but I mean, it's okay. I feel better about not supporting that industry because it is an industry that I'm really against, and I don't like it. But in terms of incest, and I've answered this quite a few times, where other people have questioned me on it, and I have said quite openly that I do not give a fuck who you fuck. Like, I just don't care. I think that ultimately, at the end of the day, we are animals, and we have animalistic tendencies, and it is within our own prerogative to suppress those animalistic tendencies and do what's right. That's not to say that I think that incest is particularly wrong, but I do not give a fuck who you fuck. Like, I just don't. Would I personally do the incest? No, I don't think that it's right. I don't think it's right for me. The thought of that, even people that I consider my like sibling, like Simon, who is clearly not related to me, he's one of my best friends. I consider him like a sibling. The idea of me fucking him is disgusting. Like, I actually had to take a pause there. It's really gross. Um, for me to want to do that. But do I think that it's morally wrong? No, I don't think that it's morally wrong. I think that if someone is really invested in, you know, being with their sibling and loving their sibling in that way, I don't particularly find it like, yeah, it's gross, but like, get down with your bad self. I don't care. As long as two people are consensual, like they are both consenting to this relationship, and there, I guess there is an argument to be made about you know, children born from that relationship, that you raise the risk of you know, having children who are deformed and have disabilities. There is an argument to be made for that, but I think the actual relationship in and of itself, I don't find to be morally wrong. I just wouldn't do it. And I wouldn't, like, if I had a neighbor who was doing it and they had, you know, they had a relationship with their sister or their cousin or their niece and they're both consenting adults, I don't really care. It wouldn't change my opinion of them. I would still, you know, I'm down with everybody. I will talk to anybody and everybody. You know, there are very few people in this world that I would be completely just prejudiced towards and be like, I can't associate with. People that I can't associate with are people who deny that dinosaurs existed. I can't fuck with those people because they drive me absolutely fucking insane. But everybody else I'm more or less down with, you know? I think that there are people of all kinds of strokes on this planet, and we just need to stop being so like judgy. As long as they're not hurting anybody, as long as they're just kind of living their life. Like, even like a lot of people will say like, oh, Faye, like, you dye your hair blonde, like that's like you're trying to whitewash yourself and be a white person. I'm like, no, I just like fucking around with my hair. And to be honest, like, I have a job now that's kind of uniform restrictive. Like, I can't have fun colored hair, so I had to like dye it out so that it's blonde. And I like having blonde hair. I think it's a look, especially when I wear black, and it like catches people's attention, and I like that. So yeah, that's my whole take on incest. It's just, I don't care. I genuinely, I don't care. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think the fate of the planet depends on it. I don't think that it's a major issue. And frankly, I think that we could do with a few less people on the planet, you know, like incest probably wouldn't result in too many children. So yeah, that's my take. That's my take. I don't care. That's my take. But in terms of like morality, there are a few things that I categorize as like truly immoral. One of the things that I will say is immoral is slavery, because I can't justify it in any sense. I think selling yourself into slavery isn't particularly immoral, because I feel like that's a debt that you're trying to pay. But if you enslaving another human being and taking away their freedom is wholly immoral. That's something that I would consider immoral. Other things that I would consider immoral is like rape. I could never justify that. There's no way, and I've thought about it, which sounds a little fucked up, but there is no way in my brain anyway, and if you have arguments, please do leave them down below. I don't have any justification for rape. And there are like things like that. They're just things that I cannot find any justification for. Those are the things that I would consider immoral. And there are justifications for incest. Like, you just want to fucking do it. Like, you're both consenting adults. You love each other. I don't know. Love is weird, by the way. Like, love is like one of those things that is amazing while you're in it, but once you lose it, it can fuck you up. Like, it can actually like ruin you mentally. So I kind of get it, but not really, because I've never been in love with a sibling, or even people I consider siblings, you know? So, yeah, that's my take. And moving on, I feel like I talked a lot about incest for almost no reason. Rory the Swagger Husky says, there is this sheikh who has a lecture on YouTube with Muhammad Hijab. Apparently he said that women are not sexual beings and that men can't control themselves. He's making us men predatorial. I will say for a fact that I am a woman who like once it comes over me that I want to fuck something, it comes over me and I can't control. Like I have no control. I have to like immediately sit down and like really think about my actions from there and there, because it's ridiculous that this notion that women are not sexual beings is still going around. It's still like perpetuated. It's crazy to me, and it's always made me feel weird because I've always been someone who's had like a sex drive. Obviously in the past, like I've suppressed it as like a Muslim, I've suppressed it and acted like I didn't have that, but I am what you call an animal of a human being. Like once something comes over me, I have no self-control. What like something that I used to do, and this is kind of related but not really related, but after I used to go to therapy, every single like therapy session afterwards, I would be so filled with just like animal fury, just like animal energy, that I would have to eat like a bucket of chicken. I'm not kidding. I would be sitting like, and I would not care also what I looked like. So I would have like a bucket from like KFC or some shit, of just like sitting on the tube, like very public transport, just like eating with both hands, savage, pure animal, right? People would look at me and just walk away. They would just like see me. I would make dead eye contact, like I dared them to say something, and just they would just walk off. Like I would have the whole carriage to myself. It's something that I have spoken about frequently, and I do not understand why women are like dehumanized to the level of, oh, we're just like these pure just these pure angelic beings who don't have who just walk in purity, and any woman who defies that is like this devil witch woman, you know. Like we're all animals, men, women, any animal on this planet is an animal, and we have our animal moments, and that extends to sexuality. Like for me, and I've said this like several times, like sometimes I'll just be in a bad mood because I just haven't been dicked in a long time. I just haven't been dicked in a long time. And I that's it. And you know, it's led to me really needing to like process that and understand why I feel like that. And at the end of the day, it's just, I'm an animal. Animals need sex. It's just one of those things, you know? You just need that, like, pure carnal fury of putting someone down, just fucking the shit out of them. That's it. Like, that's it. I don't know if I'm being way too graphic. I'm sorry. There's only like 15 of you, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose about 7 of you because of that. But that's just all it is. It's just you needing to get, like, the animal in the back of your brain just out, you know? And that's it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I don't think there's anything wrong with talking about that. I like that Critical Cripple is still being like, hit like before you leave. But yeah, I think that the image, like the Little Red Riding Hood image, that's how I like to categorize it, because women are like the innocent Little Red Riding Hood, and men are like the big bad wolf who are just out to get you. It's just like, it's really, really archaic, and it really dehumanizes both men and women, because it unsexualizes women and makes us feel like, oh, we're just like these plastic robot women, angelic robots who just will do everything at your bidding, and we need to be protected, and please save us. And men being like these hulking animals, when really we're all just fucking animals. I'm pretty sure if you left me in the wild for like a month, I would be just the top of the food. Because I give no fucks. Like, I give no fucks. I will get done what I need to get done. My emotions are so secondary, which is why I'm here. Like, I'm kind of a nutcase. And I will just get what I need to get done. Like, if I need to kill something, I will do it. You know, okay, that sounds bad. But, like, in the wild, like, in a survival situation, I just do what I need to do. And I think that, to an extent, almost everyone is like that. Oh, people who joined right now are going to be like, what the fuck is going on? I just, like, joined 2 or 3 viewers, and they're like, whoa, what is she talking about? Sorry, welcome to my live stream. We haven't done what we actually set out to do yet, because I'm still getting through the comments. They're just interesting questions. I might just change the title of this, because this is actually kind of fun. Hi, Susubena, welcome to the chat. But yeah, I think that this dehumanizing of people really needs to stop. It's really old, and it belongs in like the 15th century. Like even Shakespeare was getting tired of it, with his female characters, and he was like, oh, you know what? Like I just want to write a strong female character, but I can't because the audience is like so fucking uptight. Like, I feel like that's why he integrated witches and things into his plays, because it makes it more interesting when you have like multi-dimensional characters that aren't just hard, solid dolls who just do whatever the fuck, you know. But yeah. Rory is like, I'm so sorry you read that. It's okay. I like having this conversation. Jake O'Connor, welcome to the chat. Oh, you're talking to Critical. That's fine. Um, I'm glad that Critical Cripple is enjoying the live stream and the premiere. I genuinely don't know how people feel about me as a character, because sometimes I feel like, oh, she's just very controversial, and I don't know. She's like in the middle of everything. Like she does anything. She's fucking wild. Like who is this girl? Is she just like an ex-Muslim activist? Does she do everything? I do whatever the hell I want. That's me. And some people like that, and some people don't like that. And some people are like, oh, you should focus your content towards one thing. Like either do the ex-Muslim thing or don't do the ex-Muslim thing. It's like, no, I'm just gonna do what I feel like this week, and that's me. That's the down low. Like you will always get 100% me. What I'm feeling that week, that is what you're gonna get. I am your online friend. Like that's who I am, and I just have like, I think something that one of my friends said when I have like a lot of catch ups because I have more friends than I can handle right now. But I had a catch up with a friend, and something that she said was, do you just use your platform to just get all the screams that you have in your brain out? And I think that that's a very accurate description of what my channel is. This is just the excess of all the things that are going on in my brain that I can't like tell like people at work, and it just goes on here. And yeah, that's what we do. But yeah, I'm glad that there are definitely people who enjoy this like very raw, just like I'm here to talk about my day and how I feel and my experience kind of content. And I also appreciate that there are people out there who are like, this is weird. I'm not gonna hang out anymore, because I would be worried if it was just people who liked this content. I would genuinely be worried. So yeah. Jake O'Connor says she's very good. She should do a stream with Takia. He would love to talk with her. I have done a live stream with Takia Watch a while back. We did it with an ex-Muslim who currently lived in Saudi Arabia, I believe. We did a live stream. I've forgotten what it's called. I'll have to dig up the link for that and post it later. But yeah, Nirvadia says, I'm not overly familiar with the ex-Muslim group. Do you have any other suggestions than Faye? For those of you who are looking for other ex-Muslim creators, I would highly suggest Ridwan, Apostate Prophet. I would suggest who else? The Master Arab. I love his content. I would suggest Mimsy Vids, Zara K, Vidu Vids, or Waleed Wayne. He's currently doing stand-up, which I'm very jealous of because that's the world that I want to enter. Sahel Ahmed, Reason on Faith. He does a lot of ex-Muslim content, but my content is very varied. I do ex-Muslim content. I enjoy ex-Muslim content, but I like doing other stuff as well because I like the YouTube scene and I like doing YouTube things. So that's my deal. And I'm also very creative. I like doing art things. Secular Jihadists is also a good one. Yeah, thank you for reminding me about that one. Atheist Republic, EXMNA, Ex-Muslims of North America. They put out a lot of content. Park Atheists, which is a more upcoming one, and it's run by my good friend Ali Malik and Sadi Hamid. And yeah, there's quite a few of them. You should check them out. But like, I'm the darling, so stay here. I'm just checking out. Welcome, John Blake. Welcome to the chat. Any events coming up weekday, daytime, like school time? Not that I know of at the moment. Most of the time we create our stuff after work or on weekends because that's when most people can attend. But maybe we will set one up that's like a morning, like a parent support group. That might be an interesting one. Jake O'Connor and Radio DCCI channel is good. Hatun, Great Christian Lady now. Takia Watch is great on ex-Muslim content too. I've been on the DCCI channel. It is a missionary channel, and I did a live stream with them, and I actually quite really enjoyed that live stream. I actually had lunch with Hatun a week ago, and we had a really good time. We talked a little bit about Jesus, a little bit about just life and coping and stuff like that, and just having a fun time and jokes. She's a wonderful person, but I wouldn't really recommend it if you don't particularly like Christian content, because there is a lot of Christian content on DCCI Ministries, obviously, but the ex-Muslim content, like the content about against like refutations against Islam, is really interesting, and sometimes arguments that you don't usually hear. So that's something that I like. Welcome, MathPig, to the chat. Moving on, Shane Wilson asks, favorite dinosaur. My favorite dinosaur is a Triceratops. That's my favorite dinosaur. A lot of people will say Stegosaurus. Stegosaurus should be your favorite dinosaur, and I'm sorry, Stegosaurus. Too many people like the Stegosaurus, and I understand why. It's a pretty cool dinosaur, but my favorite dinosaur is a Triceratops because I read one thing about them and I'm sold. They, from what I read, Triceratops, they used to do this thing to like protect their young. They would like make a circle so all their horns were pointing out, and I found that adorable and cute, and they are now my favorite dinosaur, and I love her. I love them, and they will never not be my favorite dinosaur. I think we're planning on a museum on the Sunday 5th of April. I would love to join in for that. I will make that a whole live stream. I'm down. Take me to the Natural History Museum. Let's go on a Natural History Museum trip. Yes, I'm not kidding. I've taken almost all of my close friends, Simon, Alicia, almost all of them, to the Natural History Museum, because that is the true test of friendship. Like, if you come to the Natural History Museum with me and you put up with me with all my bullshit about dinosaurs, we can be friends. Like, you are not even friends, family. We are family. Like, Natural History Museum for me is such an intrinsic part of my personality. Like, I love that building and I love everything to do with dinosaurs. So, come with me to the Natural History Museum. I'm down. Like, I can't believe that no one has invited me for that trip. I'm down. Like, please DM me later. Let's meet up. Sorry, I just like stopped working for a second. Keep skipping down. You guys are talking too fast for me to catch up. Rory the Swagger Husky says, you're doing good work, Faye. Keep up the good work. Science does say we're humans, so we are social animals. Yes, sorry, that took a while for me to formulate. Shane Wilson says, I want to try the Impossible Burger. What is the Impossible Burger? Please fill me in on that. I don't know what that is. You're a funny girl. Thank you. I'm aware. Poor Simon put in the friend zone. He has a girlfriend. We've had that discussion, like, because people would see us together and be like, oh, are you like a couple? Like, what's the deal? Like, are you together? And we would be like, oh no, that is awful, that is disgusting, I can't, no. But we've had that discussion, like, because we're at that place in our friendship where I was like, what would you think if we dated? Because it's really weird. And I didn't say anything. I was like, what would you think if we did? And he was like, are you serious? Like, that is disgusting. How dare you? And I was like, okay, so we're on the same page. It's disgusting. Simon, he's always going to be the centerpiece of my life. He's always going to be the centerpiece of my room. He's my best and I think longest standing friend. But we are never going to be together like that. Like, never, ever, ever. And he asked me a couple of days ago, like, why am I in the background of all of your videos? Like, why am I implicated in all the shit that you do? And I was like, when I first moved into this house, it was a really emotional ordeal because I'd just been disowned from my family. And it was really, really emotional. I was like looking through my Facebook memories to make myself even more sad because for me, the way for me to stop being sad is for me to get to like a sad ultimate, and then I'm not sad anymore. So I was like looking, I don't know, I know that makes no sense, but that's how it works in my brain. So I was like looking through all my Facebook like pictures and memories, and I came across this picture, and I couldn't stop laughing. Simon doesn't actually wear glasses. I couldn't stop laughing at this picture, and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to print out this picture and I'm going to put it in the center of my backdrop because this is going to be a picture that will never not make me laugh. Sometimes I will just walk in after a bad day, I'll see this picture on my wall and I'll just scoff. Like I'll just start laughing for no fucking reason because it's that funny to me. And I love it. I love it. And this is why you're my best friend. Like I don't see you a lot because you live in a different city and sometimes we like go months without talking with each other, but you are truly my best friend. And I really, truly appreciate you. I'm going to send that clip to him later. But yeah, it's not such a bad thing that he's in the friend zone because we actually tried one time to make like a family tree to see if we were related in some way because we are that similar and we do desperately want to be blood related siblings. But since I'm almost 100% Bengali, you're purebred, 100% Bangladeshi bitch over here, it's unlikely that we're related. It's unlikely. I think that an argument can be made about just reproducing is morally wrong. You know what, Leonard Ice? Thank you for saying that because I've been thinking that for a while. Welcome, Nerdy Rodent. Sorry, I'm so like far up in the comments that I'm like missing everybody who's joining the live stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're not doing a live dramatic reading at the moment because we're kind of stuck just talking nonsense. But Leonard I says that I think that an argument can be made for just reproducing as morally wrong. And I actually said this on the live stream that I did on Nervadia's channel, or Mero's channel. I don't particularly think that having children is morally correct. I think that we're at a place in the planet where we don't actually need more people. You know, we're overflowing with people. We don't need any more idiots in the world. And, you know, Mother Nature isn't exactly taking care of us and, you know, thinning the herd, so to speak. Not that I would want that. But, you know, all I'm saying is that we have an ample amount of people. So for me, the idea, anytime someone's like, oh, how many kids do you want? Like, what do you think about kids? Like, having kids? I'm like, I don't think I want kids. I don't think that it would be right for me to have kids because I feel like you have to have a good reason for wanting a kid. Like, do you have above average IQ to like bring forth a genius? Like, is there a chance for that? Like me, I'm a crazy hoe. Like, what kind of kid would I produce in this world? You know, I would rather adopt the child than having a kid from my own body. I feel like that is a more noble service than like creating this mess of a DNA into another human being, you know. But yeah, I've long debated the thought process of maybe, you know, is having a kid truly morally just? Is that something that I would consider moral? So yeah. And moving on, it's Novadia says it's after 11 p.m. in Oz and I have to work tomorrow, so okay. So thank you, Novadia, for joining the live stream. Thank you for being here. It was a wonderful time. I'm just going down the comments. Critical Cripple, I don't think there's anything morally wrong with incest. There's a lot that could be wrong with power imbalance or having kids. Yeah, I agree. Leonard Ice says, I mean, I agree. I don't give a fuck who you fuck either. Yep. But bringing about the start of another human, another entity capable of suffering could be considered morally wrong in and of itself. Thank you. I agree. Joker Connor, Mohammed Hijab might not be the best voice for women. Hey, Mohammed Hijab is an actual idiot. Like, there's not a lot of people, well, there are a lot of people that I would say that about, but not publicly. But publicly, I would say that Mohammed Hijab is an idiot. I don't like him, and I just, watching any conversation of anyone with him, it doesn't matter what side they're on or what they believe, any conversation that features him is frustrating to watch, and he is the common denominator in all of them. Doesn't matter if he has the stronger point or not, he is just frustrating to watch because he just becomes so focused on tiny little things that don't matter, and I fucking hate it, and I don't like it. Jake O'Connor, I can relate to these animal moments. Don't mess with Faye. Oh, is that when I was just going off about how much of an actual savage I am? I'm glad that you liked that. I'm just seeing we just said hardcore, feral, fae. Leonard Ice, are you into anime? I used to be into anime as a child before I stopped watching everything because I became a fundamentalist. But yeah, I was into anime and I still kind of am. I don't have time for like really long animes. Like a lot of people have told me, oh, you need to watch all of One Piece. And I'm like, One Piece is several seasons long. I can't dedicate that much time to a show. I can dedicate time to like YouTube and things because most of them are like 10 to 20-minute clips and most of that I can like make them really fast and I can consume the information really really quickly. But anime, like I feel like I need my full focus on, and also a lot of the time YouTube I'll just play in the background when I'm doing something else like cleaning or like writing a paper or something because it feels like I have company, and I don't know if that's sad or not, but that's what I do. I like just having noise in the background because I like working in noise. But anime I need to give like my full attention to, and sometimes I don't have the time or the patience for that. So things that anime that I enjoy and will always be close to my heart is like Pokemon. Pokemon I have all the time in the world for. Um, Beyblade I had all the time in the world for. Not so much now, but I did have all the time in the world for. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is another series I have all the time. I don't care what you have to say. I have all the time in the world for that. But manga I've always been invested in, so I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, Berserk I have all the time in the world for as a manga. The anime adaptations aren't the best, but Berserk is something I have time for. I really want to get into Cowboy Bebop and another one that I've forgotten the name of now, but I've forgotten. I'll have to ask a few people about that so I remember the name of that. But I remember reading the description of it, and I do want to get into it. I want to get into Tokyo Ghoul, but as of yet, there isn't a dub that I can just passively listen to. So I have to like sit there and I have to read the subtitles, which is another level of like, this is a lot. But I do enjoy anime. I think that anime is fun, and I think that, people who boo down anime is just like, oh, it's just like cartoons for kids. And I'm like, what's wrong with cartoons for kids? It's fun and everybody can consume it. Like, I genuinely like Disney cartoons. I think that people who like shit on cartoons are just like, don't have fun in their life. Like, just watch it. Like, I don't understand what your problem is. Um, I would still say to this day, like Disney is still like something that I invest a lot of time into, and even though it's a corporation that I don't particularly like, because I do feel like they're just a giant corporation that feasts off money. Um, I do genuinely enjoy animation and cartoons, and I enjoy like art styles and like drawing styles, and I enjoy that. Like I would say that one of the best movies of 1 or 2 years ago was the Spider-Man, and I mean we all know I love Spider-Man, but like it was the animated Spider-Man movie. Loved that movie. Watched that like 5 or 6 times, twice in the cinema. Like I love animation. I have a desperate love of animation. So anime is definitely something that I love and I would love to invest more time into, but I just don't have it. I'm studying, I'm working, I'm an activist. I do this, I'm a YouTuber. Like I've got a lot of things going on, so I don't often have a lot of time for things like that. So yeah. Um, you need to stream with Takia Watch one day. He would love you. Oh, me and Takia are friends. Me and Takia Watch are quite close friends. We talk a lot. He recommends a lot of different people to me to collab with, and yeah, he's cool. I like him. I don't agree with everything that he believes in, obviously, but we're good friends on Twitter, and we've done a live stream on his channel before. So yeah, we've done one. So if you haven't seen that one, go and check it out. This is normal. People don't really don't know weird, do they? I don't know. People have an aversion to me being weird. Um, Inspiration for a painting, maybe a feral fae. I would love that. If you created that, I would print it up and put it on my wall. I'm making you a moderator, a math pig. But yeah, maybe create a feral fae. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. If somebody, I have been begging for fan art for a long time. Like, I would love to feature fan art on this channel. So if you want to create some fan art for me, go ahead. I would love to see it. And I would love to feature it in my videos. So yeah, if you want to create some feral fae portraits, please do. I would be more than happy to take like some of like this. Like, this has been up for a while, and I'm getting old. I might draw a new Muhammad because not many people like this one because they feel like I made him too pretty, and I didn't want to make him ugly because I'm incapable of making anyone ugly in my drawings. Okay, I take my drawing very seriously, but not many people like this because they think I made him too pretty. So I want to take this one down, put something else here. But the only reason I keep it up here is as a fuck you to everyone who says I can't do blasphemy. So yeah. Rory, the Swagger Husky, says, is it true that Adnan Rashid supports terrorism in the past? I don't know, but that guy is kind of weird. We had dinner with him on the same day we had dinner with Ali Dawa. Like me, Armin Navabi, Jimmy Bangash, Ali Malik. Who else was there? Someone else was there. Hassan Rodwan was there, but he didn't have dinner with us. I think that was all of us, actually. There was someone else. I'm forgetting someone. I'm gonna really hate myself afterwards because I forgot them. But we had dinner with him, and he's a really like strange guy for what he believes. He's very extreme in some of his views, and I respect that he can be honest. I respect that he can stand by what he believes in, but he's scary, and I don't like him. Um, he's very smart. He's very, very intelligent, and I appreciate the way that he argues as opposed to how Muhammad Hijab argues. But he's scary, and that scares me. Like, very few things scare me, but he scares me. He's like an uncle that you don't want to fuck with. For my brown people out there, he's like an uncle that you don't want to like. You just don't want to get near, and he's like the uncle that you want to avoid at all the parties. He's like one of those. He's scary. I don't like him. But he's cool. He's okay. He bought us tea. DNA water bag. Oh, sorry, I already read that comment. I just wanted to reiterate how much I want fan art. Jake O'Connor says, "Oh shoot, it went down too fast. Where is it? No." Jake O'Connor says, "Oh no, that was you. I knew I recognized you. I do love Hatun. She's our lioness of Speaker's Corner." Okay. I like her as well. I think she's a cool person, and she's actually down to like put out way more like protest ideas that I have that some people are too scared to do. Like she has ideas, and I have ideas that I would really like to put into the world, but I think that some people are skittish about doing them because they are dangerous, you know. Like, we are still a persecuted minority, be that verbally or physically, throughout the world. So it is, I understand the like nervousness and the skittishness, but she is down for a lot of ideas that I've had, and I'm very excited for those. I'm excited to get into some trouble this year. Rory the Swagger Husky says, I love swimming and bike riding. What are your favorite sports? I love team sports. I love physical team sports. I love football, especially, or soccer. I love football. It was something that I grew up on as a young kid, and then I completely stopped because I had to be a girl for a little while. Yeah, I love team sports. I got into rugby for a little while, and then I stopped because I didn't have enough time to dedicate towards it. I don't like independent sports like tennis or badminton. Not a big fan of those. I'm also not great with accuracy, and I'm a pretty, as I've established already, pretty violent person. Not violent, but like a very tactile, very physical like person. So I like team sports, and I like being either in goal as a goalie, or like defending the goalpost, or in defense, because I'm really good in those positions. I'm not a very good striker, and not a very good captain. Don't but like being in leadership positions. But yeah, bike riding, I haven't ridden a bike in so long. Swimming I enjoy. Swimming is like cool and calm, like there's no competitive energy there. But I do have competitive energy, but it's not what I like about myself in terms of the way that I just manage myself is that I'm not a very competitive person at all. There are specific people that make me competitive. Like someone in the ex-Muslim community who genuinely makes me competitive is Ali Malik. Like we are constantly arguing, but it's like fun arguing. But I'm not generally a competitive person, but I have competitive energy that I can just get out in sports. And I wish I had more time to dedicate to sports, honestly. And I would love to join like a women's football team that wasn't like in league that had to go up a table. Like I don't want that. I just want like a fun time with some girls where we just kick around a football and, you know, get hurt and get some scrapes and bruises and some grass stains. Like that's what I want. But I can't find any of those. Everyone takes sports too seriously, and I don't like it. I don't like anything being taken too seriously. Has that been made clear? Like I don't take anything seriously, and I don't like when people take like one thing super super seriously, like to the nth degree. I don't like it. Because I feel like life isn't that serious, and you shouldn't be that serious. So yeah. Um, Hi Jenny Morgan, welcome to the live stream. Oh, I love you. I genuinely love Jenny Morgan, and for those of you who aren't following her on Twitter, please do link your Twitter below. Do follow her because I genuinely I stan your content. Like I really really like it. But you finally made it to one of my live streams. Hi, hope you're enjoying the nonsense. Um, uh, Moving on. Um, Everyone's commenting on Simon. Jenny Morgan, I'd date you if you were 40 years older. Here, lesbian. Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of trying to find someone of my own age, because I have this problem of going for men who are like way older and for women who are like my age that are annoying. Because I'm bi. So I would date people who are like 40 years older than me because I just like don't. I'm terrible at like seeing people's faults and like being able to properly assess because I like giving people chances and people have used that. Boy, people have used that. But I'm very protective of other people. I just don't know how to keep it together in the head sometimes for myself, but I can protect other people. I have all the time and the mental capacity to defend people and like tell them that that is a toxic person. You should not be going out with that kind of, but like I have all the energy for that, but I do not have the energy to police myself. I need someone else to like dive in and be like, what is wrong with you? Stop doing this to yourself. Stop fucking yourself up like this. You have enough problems as it is. But yeah, that's neither here nor there, to be honest. Rory the Swagger Husky, who's asking all the important questions, is saying, who wants to be part of a community like Muslims to cut you off from their community because you are apostate? Abdullah Samir made a video about this. Yeah, it really is kind of sucky that the community is like that. And slowly, we're trying to change that. And I've made a lot of Muslim friends in the recent months and months prior. And it's nice having them around because they're really understanding of me and they really understand where I'm coming from. And I'm confident that I'm confident that they are the kind of people that wouldn't throw their kids out because I know them as people now. And I like that. I like that I feel like the movement should be more focused on stop abusing people as opposed to leave Islam because I feel like leave Islam is a much harder job to do than appealing to the idea that maybe throwing and killing your kids is a bad idea, you know? So I would rather be in that camp than the leave Islam camp, which I don't really care what you believe. I have delusions that I hold, and it keeps me warm at night. And if Islam keeps you warm at night, as long as you're not shoving it down my throat, it's fine. You know, I don't care. You want to wear a cloth on your head? Fine, I don't care. I don't, typically wear a lot of clothes, and you're not telling me how to dress. That's fine. You can do what you want. I don't give a fuck. Sometimes I'll comment on why Islam is dumb. Yeah, because some parts are dumb, and I'll comment on that. But my mission with a lot of my ex-Muslim content isn't necessarily leave Islam. It's stop abusing people. That's what it is. Like, just stop that. So yeah, I understand intimacy changes the dynamic. You can never be friends again. Either no. Okay, I don't know what that's about. Jenny Morgan says, the problem is that we reach a point of people shouldn't breed, only dopes and zealots will screw up the balance. That's true, but also I don't want kids. I have like one kid that I kind of want to adopt. uh, DNA Waterbag says, being responsible for children by birth or adopting changes your perspective. I have been responsible for children. I raised some of my siblings. Well, I raised all of my siblings, but from birth, I raised some of my siblings. Like my two youngest siblings were only a few months old when my mother passed away. My yeah, yeah, I think that's accurate. They were only I think one of my siblings was about a year old and the other was about 11 months old when my mother passed away. And while she was sick, I was the one looking after them, and after she died, I was the one raising them. So I've had that experience of raising children, and I've felt that as a very young person. And I think a lot of people take for granted how difficult that is. You know, people kind of flippantly have children. It's one of the things that makes me angry. As someone who is an educator, who has been, you know, in a mother position and doesn't really know if they want kids, that's where I am at with kids. I think that a lot of people flippantly have children, and it makes me angry. I think one of the few like heated arguments that I've had with my best friend Alicia is when she said, I really want a kid. And I was like, you don't like babies. And we had like a really heated argument about that. And it's something that is very like deeply like in my brain and in my, you know, it's very in my emotions, in my heart, that's like, please don't have children flippantly. You know, I would rather you had no children at all than to flippantly raise a child that then has several issues growing up. Because even though your childhood is a lot of things that you don't remember, childhood is what makes the human being. Like a lot of the things that you are as an adult were made in your childhood. You know, they are your formative years. They are what makes you you later in life. And that's kind of unfair, but when was life fair, you know? So that's what I'm most afraid of. Like, what if I adopt a child or I birth a child and I'm just not capable of giving them the right kind of upbringing that makes them a good and strong human being? Because another thing for me is that in my brain, and maybe this sounds fucked up, is that I don't want to raise a weakling. And like I feel like that's a really toxic idea to have. Like if I have a child, I want to have a strong child that if a challenge faces them, they're not just going to fold, you know? And like that's kind of how I was raised, and I don't want to raise a child the way that I was raised, but I carry those ideas as if they're like the right way of like raising a child, and I don't know. It's really difficult for me to sit here and be like, yeah, I'll have a kid. You know, I think that it's much more serious than that. I don't think that I do a particularly bad job of raising a child because I'm aware of, you know, what not to do. I'm aware of what not to do because of the way that I was raised and the way that I've seen people raised and being in the education system and all of that. So I don't think I do a poor job of raising a child, but I think that the outcome of the human being that that child will be really like concerns me. And this child doesn't even exist yet, let alone if I actually had a child and I was worried about what they would be like. But yeah, I would prefer to adopt as opposed to birth a child because I genuinely don't think I need to do that. I don't have a good excuse for doing that and putting my body through that also, you know? Like you can call pregnancy magical as many times as you want. I'm the oldest of six siblings. I saw my mom go through 5 pregnancies, two that I was very, very hands-on involved in. I don't ever want that. You would have to be a magical human being, like a miracle. Like you would have to be Jesus levels of human being to convince me to go through that. I'm sorry. Um, anyways, moving on. Rory Swagger Husky says, even though Islam said it's for the whole world, Muslims hide behind Arabic. Yeah, I've spoken about that several times. Like, why would God pick Arabic? Like, Arabic is one of the hardest languages to learn. Um, MathPig says, okay, nice meeting you all, but kid talk makes me want to go play with mine, haha. Thank you for joining us, MathPig. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining the live stream. I hope your study goes well. Thank you, Rory. DNA Waterbag says, vintage movie suggestion, Inherit the Wind by Spencer Tracy and Gene Kelly. Have you seen it? Black and white, early 20s, based on the, I believe in it's called Scope's Monkey Trial in the 30s Bible Belt. I haven't seen a lot of movies in general because I had like what I call a media blackout between the ages of like 13 to about 21, where I wasn't watching any movies, listening to any music. I just had a pop culture blackout because I was like a fundamentalist in those years. So I didn't watch any movies, and honestly, like I'm catching up on those movies. I watched all of the Avengers movies, all of them, every single fucking one, in like 2 weeks a few years ago before Endgame came out, because Alicia absolutely refused to take me to the cinema until I did, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll do my laundry and have Civil War playing in the background. Okay, I'll watch them. But I watched every single one. I watched all of the Harry Potter movies last year. Read all the books. I'd read all the books, but I hadn't watched any of the movies, except for like the first and second one. So I watched all of the movies last year, and yeah, I'm catching up on a lot of movies. Batman trilogy was another one I only watched last year. Alicia forced me to watch them, and then I did a review on Tyler Preston 20's channel. If you haven't seen those, if you haven't seen our like movie review kind of live streams, go ahead. They're all on his channel, and he's wonderful. You should check out his content also. But yeah, I have a long list of things to catch up on that I do not have time for. But I will add that to the list. It sounds interesting. I'm also trying to get back into reading. Reading was such a huge part of my life before that I don't engage in anymore. It's one of the reasons why on my birthday wish list, which is still linked in the description below, for those of you who haven't noticed, for my birthday wish list, I had so many books on there because there are like, I used to have this huge library, and it's a really sore subject for me because books were a huge part of my life before I left my dad's house. They were an escape for me. I don't know how sad that sounds, but it's true. I used to read books to like escape my life, and I had a huge like secret library that I had like in my wardrobe that I would just keep like this stack of books, and I'm like slowly rebuilding the library that I had. One of them was the Witcher collection. One of them was the Assassin's Creed collection. Please do not buy those for me. I don't want them. They're terrible books. But I used to be obsessed with Assassin's Creed, and they were like, I loved, they weren't available in the library because obviously they were like merchandise. So they weren't available in the library. So I used to buy them, and I used to bring them home, and I used to read them. I had a manga collection. I had books. So right now I have like a stack of books that I just haven't opened, and they're just like sitting in my room because I need to get like a bookshelf. That my landlord, who's an angel sent from heaven, doesn't exist, but figure of speech, he's buying me a bookshelf, and I'm really, really appreciative of that. So by next week I should have a bookshelf to put all my books in, and I'm like really excited to have books again, and maybe that sounds dumb. Like maybe some of you are sitting there and are like, everyone has books. Like, what are you talking about? But I was afraid for so long to have books because I was so scared that I was going to have to leave them behind again. And it was like really traumatic for me. But now that I'm kind of established in where I live, I'm really, really excited to have books again. And I don't know if that sounds dumb or not. Does that sound dumb? I don't know. In my brain, it sounds dumb. But I'm really excited to have them again. And I'm really excited to like sit down and just read a book. Is that crazy? I don't know. But yeah, I'm trying to make more time for reading, so that's cutting a huge slice of time out of my movie and TV show time. And you know what? I'm not even mad about it because I love books. I love books. They're fun to me. They're like my personal little friends, and I really like it. Alicia had a clear out of a lot of the books that she had as a young person. She was like, look through my book collection that I'm going to donate and see if you want anything. And she had the Hunger Games trilogy, and I was like, I'm taking these. These are mine. Like, these are mine. If you had The Hobbit, I would take. Oh, I miss my Hobbit copy. It was like a beaten little. It was like an old cover as well, like the old cover of The Hobbit. I need to add that to my wish list. But I had like a really old copy of The Hobbit that I made like little notes and doodles in. I really personalize my books, by the way. I don't believe in keeping books pristine and clean. Like, fuck that. No. Books are meant to carry your memories because they are your personal friends. Okay? Like, I miss that book so much, and I would give anything, almost anything, to have that copy of The Hobbit back. That I read that copy so many times. It changed so many hands because I would lend it to everyone in my school. I'm having flashbacks. I need to stop. DNA Waterbag says, learn to skate and become a hockey enforcer. You know what? I've really always wanted to learn to ice skate and play hockey, but the climate's never right in this part of the, like, I'm in London. It rarely snows here. We rarely have ice, and my last experience with ice was that I twisted my ankle. I just slipped, and that's a funny story for another day, but it's a funny story because of my reaction to twisting my ankle. But I slipped and I fell, and I haven't been ice skating since I was like a little kid, and I want to go again, but I need to find the right person to go with, because I've been to so many events and so many occasions where I'll go to this event and it's super fun, but I bring the wrong person and it fucks my experience up for me. And yeah, like, I don't want to do that. Like, the next time I do something fun, like ice skating, I need to bring the right energy with me. Like, someone who's actually gonna like, fall down with me and, like, pump me up. Like, all of that. So, yeah. Maybe in winter. We'll see. Maybe we'll make it a vlog of me just constantly falling down, and it'll become a memeable event that we can all look back on and laugh at, because I'm more than willing to be the clown. Of this community. Jake O'Connor says, Faye, you're great, Faye, sexy and funny, but I need to go because some trouble later. Okay, I hope everything's okay, and thank you for joining the live stream. Welcome to everyone who's new, by the way. It's really hard for me to keep up, and we've almost been going for an hour and a half, which is usually the limit for my videos, but we'll see. My live stream, sorry. Fun hockey movie, the original Slapshot with Paul Newman. Okay, I'll add it to the list. BBR, welcome to the chat, by the way. You're a regular on my live streams and my videos as well. Are you prepping for the coronavirus? No. I'm tired of people talking about the coronavirus. It's literally the flu. It's literally the flu. Like, the media sensationalizes diseases. The media sensationalizes diseases so that y'all get hyped up and you buy shit. Like, so many industries are probably taking this to the nth degree. Like, all the fake industries, like the crystal industries and all of that stuff, must be milking this. The mask industries, milking this. The fucking hand sanitizer industries, milking this. Fuck it. You know what? We are human beings. People who... Okay, no, I'm not going to say that. But the coronavirus is essentially the flu. It's a new form of the flu. Like, that's what it is. It kills fewer people than the actual flu. Like, that's it. It's just really contagious. That's why there's warnings being put out by our health services, by our schools and stuff. It's contagious. Like, if you have it, just stay at home and get better. Don't go outside because you're going to spread it to more people. You know, this, like, fear, I hate the fear mentality around diseases. I really, really hate it. It's not, like, we're not in the 3rd century AD. You know, like, it's not going to take out a third of the world. It's just not. We have modern medicine. It's going to help us. We're going to be absolutely fucking fine. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, what prep is there besides, like, washing your hands, which I have been doing? Like, even the mask. Like, the reason the reason the mask is worn in China and Japan is not to prevent like diseases getting into you. It's if you're sick and you need to go outside, is you wear the mask as a courtesy so that you don't spread the disease. The mask in and of itself, wearing it to prevent the coronavirus is actually not going to help very much. We had this talk at school actually. It's not going to help very much. The reason why doctors wear masks in hospitals is because it's a sterile environment and they constantly take it off and they change them. You know, they constantly change them, and you know that's why it works in a hospital scenario. But in like an outdoor scenario where it's not sterile, you know, it's not a sterile environment, it's not going to do jack shit for you. It's just a blanket essentially that you're using to protect yourself from the coronavirus. It's an emotional support mask. Like, stop it. Stop it. It's just the flu. You get it? Just stay at home, get better. You know, have some Lemsip. You know, pour some Vicks over your chest. Vaseline it up. You know, you're just sick. That's it. You're just sick. That's it. Done. Yes, people have died from the coronavirus, but people also die from the flu, guys. Calm down. Sorry, I feel like I got way too heated over that. But yeah, there's no prep for the coronavirus. It's a flu. If I get it, I get it. I'll do a vlog. We can die together. Okay? Die with me. So, anyways, Rory the Swagger Husky, I don't mean to ask so many questions, but I can't help myself because I'm somewhat mentally challenged. It's fine. You're not mentally challenged for wanting to ask questions. I'm also like that. You can ask as many questions as you like. Hashrima Senju, welcome to the chat. Jenny Morgan asks, how old were you when you had to become a mum? I was 17. I was 2 months away from being 18, so I was about 17, 18. So yeah. OpenX sounds Faye, you sound like my parents, they hate weakness. Yeah, see, like, I'm really scared of being that person. I'm really scared of being the person that's like, harden the fuck up. Like, I'm really scared of being that person to my kids. And yeah, I value strength. I really do. Not just like physical strength, but like mental strength. I really, really value that. Not only in myself and in my hypothetical children, but also in my partner. And I also value emotional weakness, as we've seen from my channel. Like, I understand it, and I'm like very empathetic towards that because I go through that. But I also don't understand like whining and complaining about shit that doesn't really need to be whined and complained about, you know? Like, you get sick, why are you rolling around on the floor? Get up, we got shit to do. Like, that's my mentality anyways. And yeah, that's why nobody wants to date me. But yeah, I really, really value not only physical strength, but mental strength. And I'm really scared that I'm going to put those ideologies into children who really shouldn't be made to feel that way. So yeah, I'm really scared of doing that to my kids. And yeah, I do sound like a Bengali tiger mom, which, I mean, isn't uncharacteristic considering I am 100% purebred Bangladeshi. So Nerdy Rodent says babies leak a lot. Yes, they do. It's really a lot. Like, it's really a lot. DNA Waterbag says, mind if I adopt you as my surrogate daughter from across the pond? I know you already have father figures, but you can you humor me? I mean, if you want. There are a lot of people who like force their surrogate parenthood onto me, and I really don't like that. But I'm more than happy to have, you know, if y'all want to be my multiple fathers, I'm more than happy for you to be that, because I don't recognize a current father figure. Like, I don't have a biological father to look up to at the moment. So I'm more than happy for that. But I don't like being told, you want a dad? I'm going to be your dad, and like really forcing your opinions on me. I don't like that. And people have tried to do that before. Well, there have been mum figures that I've had to try to do that, and I've just been like, you're not my real mom, you know that, right? Like, you can't talk to me like, I'm not going to stand for that. Like, I would never talk back to my actual mom like this, but like, you're not my real mom, so fuck you. Like, it's fully been like that energy. I don't like being told what to do. That's my main problem. I like looking for people for advice, but I like getting as many opinions as possible and then deciding what to do myself. I like figuring things out myself, not being like told a solution to a problem. It's really awful for me. Like, it's almost like spoiling a movie for me. Well, I don't even really mind spoilers, but once you spoil a problem for me and it's just like, oh, you can just do this, I'm like really mad because I wanted to figure it out myself. That's me. But yeah, that's what you need to know about me as a child, as a person that you are opting to have as a child. Um, I'm surprised that Critical Cripple has stuck around for this long. I'm surprised a lot of you have stuck around for this long. Um, Open access weakness is normal. It absolutely is, and I agree. I fully agree. But because I don't give myself a break, I do like I've tried to, and I'm actively working to give myself more breaks. Because I don't do that, I like feel like that's the kind of people, like, I like me as a person. I like how I function. I like that I'm mentally strong, and I like that I'm physically strong, and I value that about me. So I want to see that in like my progeny and the people who I want to make a strong connection with. And I understand that weakness is normal. I understand that, and I have moments of weakness that I really have to be kind to myself in, and I'm often not. But I've learned to be kind to myself in. But it's just really like a scary thought that I would be that kind of person towards my children, you know. And I don't know. It's just scary. Nerdy Rodent, I haven't seen all the Harry Potter things. That's like, isn't your? I always thought that your icon, Nerdy Rodent, was a picture of Dobby. Like every time I see it, I was like, oh, that's Dobby. But I'm realizing that it's not. You should wear they kind of loses its charm after you hit like 18, I think. Harry Potter is like something to get lost in as a child. I feel like I would have really enjoyed it as a child, the movies. But I kind of fell asleep in the last one. My then boyfriend was really angry at me because he was like, how dare you fall asleep? So Harry Potter is like his favorite thing in the whole world. He was like, how dare you fall asleep during Harry Potter? And I was like, I don't know, I just got sick of it, you know? It's boring. Jenny Morgan says, do you sew any textile arts? I do sew. I used to sew a fair bit as a child. My mum and I used to sew together. And yeah, I love sewing. I recently got a sewing kit for my birthday, and I've been sewing a few things around the house, and it's made me a happier person. I redressed an entire cowboy hat that I will be wearing at the DR conference. So you don't come for the event, come for the hat, because I will be throwing it into the crowd. I don't know if David Woolley is aware of any of this, by the way, but if he isn't, please don't tell him. I would love for this to be a surprise that he absolutely fucking hates. Rory the Swagger Husky says, would you like to go to Spain? I would like to go to Spain, but I don't have money for that. DNA Waterbag says, ooh, I am ever going to tease you now. Never going to tease you now? I actually love being teased. I love banter. Banter is one of my favorite things in the world. Love talking nonsense, if you hadn't noticed. I'm just going to call this, after this live stream is over, I'm just going to call this the Nonsense Livestream, because this has just been a whole barrel of nonsense. But yeah. Yeah, you do have special hat knowledge because you joined my live stream, and I've now spread the secret. My entire vibe, because I know Nerdy Rodent wasn't here for the first part of the live stream, my entire vibe and my outfit choice like is inspired by Kesha and Pitbull's Timber for the DR conference. Like, I am fairly certain that David Woolley is unaware of this because he doesn't watch my content very often. And I've been telling a few select people about this, but because we're like approaching the event, I feel like I can let some things slip. And I have made a hat. I've made a hat to wear for the conference, and I have an outfit picked for the conference. And the energy that I am bringing is Kesha's and Pitbull's Timber, because it got into my head. It got into my head, and I was like, yeah, that's what I want for the DR conference. And my original like gripe with it was Aaron Ra's going to be there. He always wears a hat, so I was like, we could be hat buddies. I'm not going to let him be alone in the hat party, but I will be throwing that hat because you know, it's a textiles piece, and it'll be fun for me to like throw it out into the crowd, and whoever gets it gets it. Like some people very viciously throw bouquets, so it's you know, I'm ready for it. I'm like really ready to like completely be the showstopper of that event. I'm ready. I wonder. I just don't know if David is going to be upset or if he's going to be really excited. I feel like it's more going to be on the upset spectrum because my energy is just very different to David's. Like we chill, we like can hang out with each other. And for those of you who saw my vlog of David prancing around Curry's PC world, where we had like a little mental health day for him because he was a little stressed. We went to Curry's PC World. Our energies are very different. Like my energy is very much overwhelming, and his energy is very much like chill, like just want to get work done kind of energy. Whereas me, I'm all extra shit. Like my brain is just extra shit. So obviously I can bring my energy down. Like I'm very capable of that. I'm a very normal, chill person when you meet me. But in my brain, it's kind of a hell in there sometimes, because I just have an idea and I just have to realize it in one way or another. And I genuinely hope that after all the outfit iterations that I will have this year, because I'm also doing a Lady Gaga outfit in a week, and I am doing this outfit for the DR conference. I hope we get some fan art. Like, come on, guys. Please send me your fan art. Send it through Instagram. My Instagram is linked in the description below, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I would love to see some fan art of Feral Faye, of Tiger Mom Faye, of Kesha Faye, of Lady Gaga Faye, of Welcome to the Party Faye. Which is already a thing. So yeah, DNA Waterbag says your wonderful craziness makes you beautifully human. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Paul says you're so beautiful. Thank you. We have reached an hour and almost 30 minutes. If there are any final questions, because I'm pretty sure I'm running out of battery here. If anyone has any last few questions or comments, please let me know. If you loved hanging out with me, please do leave a like, subscribe, share. Well, it'll be after the fact. Share. I have a Patreon, I have a PayPal if you would like to support me more monetarily. I'm not being funded by the Zionists or the Jews. Otherwise, I would have been to Spain already. But yeah, if you would like to support me monetarily, I have a Patreon, I have a PayPal, I have merch, I create beautiful pieces of artwork that I've put on merch, so if you want to check those out, all of that is linked. Thank you, Critical Cripple, for linking those. And I would really appreciate any kind of support you give me. I would really appreciate anything artistic, poems, artwork, sketches, doodles, anything that you have to offer me that I can share in my videos. I would love to do that. But yeah, let your inner creative out. I feel like our community is so hell-bent on science and rationality and hard, cold facts that sometimes we forget that we are creative people and we can do creative things. So do those creative things and share them with me, because I would love to see that, and I would love to make more videos in that vein. Saf is coming down next week for an event that we are doing together through the Council of Ex-Muslims, and we are going to do a couple of videos together. We're going to do a live stream together. I'm not going to reveal what we will do together, but we are going to do a couple of things together, and she's also going to do my makeup for that event, and she's also going to be down for the DR conference, so we will make more videos then, but more so in the next week we're going to be making videos, so I'm looking forward to that. How do you think Muslims play the victim sometimes, or is that some are victims? I think that there is something we can call anti-Muslim bigotry, you know? So yeah, I think that to an extent, to just summarize, I think that to an extent some Muslims are victimized. I think that it couples in with racism sometimes. Like I experienced some of it when I was a Muslim, but it's not to the extent that some Muslims would have you believe. I don't think. But I think generally people should just take life a little less seriously and just treat everyone with a bit of kindness, because you can't really go wrong with that, you know? DNA Waterbag says, how do you keep a blonde in suspense? I don't know. How do you keep... I don't know if that's like a joke. How do you keep a blonde in suspense? I don't know. How do you keep a blonde in suspense? You referring to David? Is David blonde? David's not blonde. He's brown. I drew him. He's brown. He's a brunette. Anyways, thank you for joining me in this live stream. It was a wonderful time having you. My battery is now dying, so I'm gonna have to sign out. But thank you for being here and joining me. It's been a wonderful time. I wish I had done a live dramatic reading, but also kind of not mad about the format that this live stream took, and we just had a nonsense level live stream, and I really appreciate that. If you would like to get tickets for the DR conference, that is linked below, and please do consider buying them, even if it's just to see me, because I am the star of the show. I'm kidding. I'm pretty sure Aaron Ra and Lloyd Evans are the stars of the show, but I mean, I'm going to be there, and it's going to be fun. So, yeah. I'm glad if you had a good time. I'm glad if you didn't. I'm sorry, and I hope that you will join me for more live streams in the future. Thank you everyone who joined me. Thank you Nodi Rodent and Critical Cripple and MathPig, who were my moderators for this live stream, and for spamming those links. I really appreciate it, because I would not. I'm too lazy to do that by myself. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. I don't know what it's going to be about, but probably it's probably going to be another walk down memory lane, because I'm quite enjoying going through that. And we might have an early video in the week, because Wednesday I have a job booked, I think, in the afternoon. So I might do a video. I might record the video on Monday and schedule it for Wednesday. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, guys.